People who are involved in auto accidents always call me surprised that the auto insurance company for the driver who hit them won't pay their medical bills until their case settles. Watch this video to find out how to get your medical bills paid and to avoid having those bills go to collections. Hi, Barry here with the LawFull channel. If you've tuned in before, you know that this channel is full of short videos on the legal topics that affect your life. If you have any legal questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can. And please subscribe to our channel. So the one misperception that auto accident victims always have is that the insurance for the driver who hit you is going to pay for your medical bills as you get your medical treatment. It doesn't work that way. In most states, again, most states, your medical bills will not be paid by the insurance company until your case is resolved, whether by verdict or through settlement. Now, again, this doesn't apply in all states. Specifically, it doesn't apply to states that follow NoFault Laws. I put a link in the show notes below to those states that do follow NoFault Laws. And in those states, your medical bills, generally speaking, are going to be paid regardless of fault. But no-fault states aside, after an accident, there's really no point in telling the emergency room or your doctor or your chiropractor to bill the insurance for the guy who hit you. The only thing that's going to happen in that case is that your medical bills are just going to sit there, and ultimately they're going to go to collections, which theoretically could affect your credit. It's really unfair, isn't it? I mean, you were involved in an accident that was not your fault. Yet you're still the one who's responsible for making sure that your medical bills get paid. So here are a few of the different ways that you can make sure your medical bills get paid. First, I already mentioned there's NoFault Insurance. Several states follow NoFault Insurance laws, and the reason being is that it makes sure that your bills get paid after an accident regardless of who's at fault. So there is some benefit to NoFault Laws. There are some detractions as well, but we're not going to get into those in this video. The second way to pay your medical bills is by using what's called MedPay, or medical payments coverage. It's just a small part of your auto insurance policy. In some states, it might be called PIP coverage, or personal injury protection. The way it works is that prior to getting in an accident, you will have contracted with your insurance company to provide you $2,500 or $5,000 or even $10,000 in medical payments coverage. Now, the thing about it is I've heard a lot of people on YouTube say that MedPay isn't worth it. Well, if you don't have health insurance, it's worth it because otherwise your medical bills are not going to get paid. Also, it's great for paying for deductibles and your copays. In addition, you can use your MedPay regardless of fault. So if you caused an accident, you can still use it. And lastly, the nice thing about MedPay is it's not 80-20. You don't have to pay a portion of your medical bill. Your MedPay will cover it all. The third way to pay your medical bills is something that I always advise my clients to do, and that is to use your health insurance. Sometimes medical providers don't want to take your health insurance after an accident. Why is that? Because your health insurance provider like Aetna or Cigna or Blue Cross Blue Shield has a contract with the medical provider. So if you have a $10,000 medical bill, it's likely that Aetna has already negotiated that they will only pay $3,000 of that bill. Now, if instead Aetna comes after you for the bill, they will likely recover more. That's why I always recommend using your insurance because it'll cost you a lot less in the end. A couple of significant points to remember when using your health insurance to pay your medical bills after an auto accident. First, your health insurance company is probably going to want to be reimbursed for the money they paid to your medical providers on your behalf. Second, even if you use your health insurance, you're not totally off the hook because you're still going to have to pay your copays or your co-insurance or meet your deductible before your health insurance kicks in. And many of us these days have large deductibles and as such have to put out a lot of money before our insurance will pay for our bills. Another way to pay for your bills is by using a lien, L-I-E-N. And by lien, I mean when you go to an emergency room, for example, shortly after you receive your treatment, you'll receive a letter in the mail saying that the hospital has filed a lien with the county. And a lien means that they have a claim to your recovery, meaning that when you do settle your case, you are obligated by law to pay your medical provider back. Now, some folks do it immediately like a hospital. Other doctors, oftentimes chiropractors, will enter into a lien agreement with you, meaning they will provide you the medical service you need, and in exchange for your agreement to pay them, they will hold off collecting until you resolve your case. Another option for paying your bills is to pay it up front, to pay with cash. Now, obviously, this isn't the most frequently used option, and most of us can't afford to pay for our medical bills, much of which is very expensive. But it is an option. The thing to remember here is since you don't have a contract with your medical provider, they're going to charge you the full amount of your medical bills. So if you can, try to negotiate the amount of your medical bills with your provider before your treatment occurs. And the last way to pay for your medical bills is to use the auto insurance. But as I already told you, the defendant's auto insurance company is not going to pay for your medical bills until your case is resolved. And the same thing goes for your uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist coverage. Your insurance company, aside from MedPay, is not going to pay for your medical bills until the case resolves as well. So it's critical to stay on top of your medical bills as you start to receive them. If you have an attorney, get your attorney involved to call these medical providers to make sure they hold off billing and don't send the bills to collections. One last point I want to leave you with. There's another misperception that people have that when you settle your case, your settlement is separate and different from your medical bills. That's not the case. Let me give you an example. If you settle your case for $10,000, let's say you had a back sprain and that's what your case is worth. If you have $3,000 in medical bills, they're not sitting on top of the $10,000. The $3,000 in medical bills is included in the $10,000 settlement offer the insurance company made to you. In addition, if you have an attorney, you have to pay your attorney out of that $10,000 as well. So that's something to keep in mind when you're deciding on whether to accept an insurance company's settlement offer or not. Okay, it's time for your take on the law. Were you involved in an auto accident and then were left wondering how you were going to pay for your medical bills? Or maybe your health insurance paid your bills and you had to pay them back? Or did you get medical treatment on a lien? Tell us about it in the show notes below. Hey, many thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments on any legal topic, feel free to reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can.